Hello, my name is Royer-Crann. I am a corporate communications major and a rising senior this year. It's going to be my last year in college. And my topic is creative freedom is a right, not a luxury. So I'm going to start off by asking you, imagine having a voice, a story, and a vision, and having nowhere to express that vision at all. And now imagine being pushed just for trying to express that vision no matter what. I think the reality is for millions of people around the world that being people with bold ideas and emotional storytelling and just people that really want to express their creativity, they really have no space or freedom to really share them. Um, Creative freedom, it's not a luxury. That's the truth. It's a right, and I feel like people are should be obligated to have this luxury. Today, I want to persuade you why that right deeply matters and why it should be protected. So with that being said, when we silence creativity, we just don't lose art. We lose parts of our identity. We lose parts of our power, our voice, our progress forward, our visions, and we don't accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish. So I hope you'll think throughout this speech directly about creative freedom and feel more urgent about protecting it and understanding that your creativity is what makes you you, honestly. So, my first point will be creativity is power. So, let's start with the truth. If we tell our stories, challenge the status quo, and really just imagine new futures where we use our creativity instead of not using them, think about the type of social movements that we can have. Think about social movements like the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, the LGBTQ plus rights movement. These are all movements that stemmed from creativity and ways of people came together and thought about things differently. I think when you step out the box and allow yourself to create in different ways, it allows you to make powerful things happen. And these weren't all just powered by politics alone. They were all powered by art, through music, through film, photography, through all types of creative expression. And I think that really goes to show that people like the Jordan Peels of the world or the Ryan Coogler's of the world or even the Kendrick Lamar's of the world, there's only one of those people, but those are people that use their creativity to share messages of why creativity is powerful, how they find ways to show their what they believe in through creativity. It gives people a voice when they've been silenced, and it often heals the world when the world is falling apart. And I think social media is incredibly important because we could use social media to our benefit, but I feel like a lot of the times we don't. And I think that needs to be talked about more often. Creative freedom is not equal. I think that's a huge problem, and not everyone has that freedom. We luckily we're in a country like America where we have the right to use social media whenever we want. We can do pretty much anything that we feel like, even though we don't feel like we do, which is kind of odd. But regardless, we're blessed to have that luxury. Rather than in other countries, people can be fined, they can be thrown in jail, they could be killed for even expressing themselves in certain ways, whether that's through a song, a mural, through social media, on a blog, writing, whatever the case. Like it's honestly really sad, and I think we should appreciate the luxury that we have, but that doesn't take away the fact that we should advocate for the creative expression of others. Think about Black and brown creators that get shadow banned or censored, or LGBTQ books and creative projects being banned from classrooms, or even things like DEI being taken away and not being talked about in corporate settings, or companies stopping DEI because of they feel the need that it only works out for them when it benefited their company. I think that's really messed up. And things creative expression, it ties a lot into politics, so you're kind of hearing me go on a rant a little bit, but trust me, it all ties in. So I think it's important that we have a moment of urgency. I think we really must truly defend our creative freedom and the creative freedom of others before it gets shipped away. And honestly, this really goes to show that I think we all benefit when it's protected. I think imagine seeing all the great things that have happened, that have come out of what have come out from creativity, and when creativity is put into positive things in the world, like again, like the civil rights movement, things that have impacted history, things that have put people of color in places that they are in today within American culture. But Think about how it can be for other countries if we continue to do this, or thinking how it can elevate our communities and we can get to higher levels if we continue to use our creative expression. I think we get better ideas, more innovations, more innovative stories, and the stories reflect us. They don't reflect anyone else. There's only there's only one of us in the world, and we have to express our creativity. And no one will understand. No one will understand our creativity if we don't express that. I think the freedom to create isn't just something to have; it's something to protect. And that means not just advocating for ourselves, but advocating for others who still don't have the right to do so. So if you have the ability to create, share, speak up, you have the responsibility to use your freedom and use something that's bigger than yourself. So to conclude, with that being said, creative freedom is not optional, it's essential. And it's how people heal, it's how people speak, it's how change begins, to be honest with you. So here's what I'm asking of you. I'm asking you to take this into account, to create, to don't take your creative freedom for granted. Support artists that are small and are actively creating, and defend the arts and education. Share platforms, create spaces for people to be heard. Have gratitude for your independence, but also fight for everyone's rights to express theirs. And because when creative freedom is shared, we don't just become better artists, we become a better society as a whole. So thank you so much for listening to my spiel on creative freedom, and hopefully you learned from something from it. Thank you.